Alright, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai. Call Halayim La Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Let's test the audio. Alright, Shalom Wa Barakim, La Bakarim Yasha'ala. Wa Sheni Kabaga Wala Wakwab Zapanim Nuwa Wa Hashalayakim Nuwa Yasha'ala Ba'aith. Alright, Brother Monagon here, coming back again with some more Hebrew, just continuing on in this series here of understanding prefixes and suffixes, moving through the alphabet. And now we are going to deal with the Hebrew character or letter Ba. Alright, so Ba actually is just a prefix. You won't see this on the end of a word as a suffix. There's no suffix. When Ba is on the end of a word, there's no suffix for it. Just what the word is. But when Ba is before a word, sometimes that prefix means something. Alright, so now I want to explain that. So before I do, let me just read what I have here in the description. Just as an opener, so you can kind of get an understanding of how this lesson is going to go. So let's replace this. So in English, bear with me here. Alright, so the Hebrew character Ba not only means in English, okay, but it also means on, unto, it means and or upon. And sometimes when you're reading the precepts in the Hebrew, when you go look it up in the Hebrew, you'll see ba in front of a word. Okay, you'll actually see ba in front of a word, but in the precept you won't see the corresponding English word that we're accustomed to seeing. All right, so of course I got multiple precepts here, so through the Spirit I want to go through this. Shalom to all the elect tuning in there on the comment board. Praying I know this will be edifying to the elected Yasha'Allah, Bakarim Yasha'Allah, Akim Akwatim, Mabunim Shayasha'Allah. Those selected receive salvation from Yahweh Shai. So let's go ahead and get into this. So again, this is the Hebrew character Ba that we're going to be dealing with as a prefix. Alright, so let's hit this precept here. It's Exodus 31:3. And I have filled him with the Spirit of the Most High, in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship. So we have, when you go through here, you have wa amala, which means and I have filled. And then you have ahwa, which means you or him. Then you have racha, which means spirit, alahim, of the power. And then you have ba chachama, all right, ba chachama. So here we have an instance where ba, it doesn't mean, well, yeah, okay, so yeah, so here it means in, all right, ba means in. Now as we move forward here, we see and in understanding, which is wa and ba in thaba wana, which means understanding, and then wa badaith, all right, which means and knowledge, and in knowledge, wa and salakia, wa and ba in the daith knowledge, wa bakal, which means and in all, mala'aka, which means workmanship. All right, so let's move forward. Let's get some more examples. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord. And the basis of these parts, these series that I'm doing, is that once you can grasp the prefixes and suffixes of a lot of words, it's going to be easier to understand past tense, future tense, present tense, and things of that nature. Once you grasp prefixes and suffixes and root words, then the knowledge of all the rest of the Lashon Kodash and the Hebrew Bariath will make sense. So right now I'm just giving examples of these prefixes of how Ba will appear in the precept in Hebrew, but in English it may be a different word. All right, it's not always just in. So here we have trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thy own understanding. So you have batak, which means trust, all upon Yahweh the Lord, bakal labka. So here we have in the precept it says with all thine heart. All right, now in the Hebrew you have ba kal labka. All right, in this instance the ba is going to mean with. All right, so if we could, this could also be replaced with in. So trust in the Lord in all thy heart as well. So here we can see when ba is before a word, it also means with. See, we have here ba call, which means with all, and then lab means heart, ka means die. All right, so there's an example of ba before a word, but it doesn't mean in. All right, so let's move forward. Psalm 7 and 15. It says, He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. All right, so the Hebrew word for ditch, all right, is going to be shakath. All right, so here we can see we have shakath. So here's an instance where it says ba is going to mean into. All right, so into the ditch is represented by this right here. He says, Wa Paul and fall, and he shall fall. Wa and Yahi, Paul, or Pala, Paul, but Nepal is fall. So Paul is fall, and then you have Bashakath, which means into a ditch. Ba, this prefix here is going to mean into, and then Shakath, ditch. And like I said in the last video, you have to read a lot of precepts in Hebrew in order to understand. I mean, you have to read multiple precepts and go into it in the Hebrew. The more you do that, the more you'll get familiar with how you know this ba is going to mean with or it's going to mean into. You have to divert back to what it says in English to know where it's going to be placed and what it's going to mean. Moving forward, Songs of Solomon 1 and 6 says, Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own have I not kept. So we're going to focus on this right here. My mother's children were angry with me. All right, my mother's children were angry with me. All right, so you have down here in the precept, this is in the Assyrian, and let me do this so you can, this can be seen a little bit better. All right, so let's come up here. All right, so we have Bunya. All right, Aba, Ana, and a Ya, which means the children of, and then you have Ama Ya, which means my mother. Ama is how you say mom or mother in Hebrew. Ya, my. Then you have Naharwa Baya, all right, which means angry. All right, we're angry. Na before a word and the wa on the end makes it for multiple people, like they. This basically saying they were angry with me. So Naharwa, they were angry, and then Baya means with me. All right, so here we have an instance where the prefix ba means with, and then here they have the suffix ya, which I'll get into another lesson as well. Ya means me. All right, so when you come back to the precept again, we can see that it says, My mother's children were angry with me. All right, that with me, all right, the prefix ba here, ba ya, this means with me. All right, so if you were to say with me, you could say ba ya, all right, with me. Or you could say awathia laya, which means me to me, basically. All right, so let's move forward here. This is actually a good one. This is in the New Testament. All right. Here we have John 8 and 29. It says, and he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not left me alone, for I do always those things that please him. And he spake these words, many believed on him. All right, so we're going to deal with this. As he spake these words, many believed on him. All right, on him. So when you come to John 8 and 30 here, all right, John 8 and 30 is going to start right here. All right, this is John 8 and 30. It says, Wayahaya Badabarwa. So and he as he spoke, all right, Zath this Waya Amayan wa, and believed or had faith, Bawa Rabia, in him many. So many believed in him. So let me minimize this so you can see this. All right, so here we have Bawa, which means in him. Ba, okay, Ba, and then the Wa, all right. You can see these correspond here, which means in him. All right, so in the precept, we saw that it says, I'm sorry, on him. All right, so here this Ba represents, this prefix Ba represents the English word on, okay? Bawa, on him or in him. Joel 2 and 32. All right, some more examples here through the Spirit. And again, if there's any questions, Babak Rashad, just drop them in the chat. I'll be jumping back and forth here, or just leave them in the comment board afterwards, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shema Shot. All right, so let's move forward here. Some more examples for understanding the prefix ba. So Joel 2 and 32, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. So we're going to deal with, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name, all right, on the name of the Lord. All right, now when you come through here, Wayahaya, and shall be, or and shall come, call, which means all, Ashar, which, Yaquara, that call, all right. So like I'm going through this kind of fast. And shall come, call, all, or whosoever, Ashar, which, Yaquara, which means to call out. And then you have Basham, all right, Basham. Now that means on the name. Ba means on. The prefix ba in this case means on. And then of course you have Shum, name. And again, I'll just show you so you can see it. All right, and you match it up here. Ba, all right, you have the Sha, and then we have, where is it at? The Ma over here as a finisher. All right, you see Ma the finisher, Ma the finisher. All right, and then you have your correlating ones in the Lashwan Kodash. Again, download this picture in the background if you don't have it. Go on Google, type in Lashwan Kodash alphabet, and look for the one that says GMS here. All right, this is your power through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so let's get another example. Moving forward here, Exodus 1 and 7 for the prefix ba. It says, "In the children of Israel." Let me just jump back real quick. Let me see if there's any more. There should be a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah. So remember, it said, "For in Mount Zion." All right, for in Mount Zion. So here we have Bahar, which means Ba means in, and then you have Har means mountain, and then you have Tazayawan, which means Zion, and then you have Wa Ba Yerushalayim, which means and in Jerusalem. Wa and Ba in Yerushalayim, which means Jerusalem. All right, so you can see even amongst even going further into this precept, you can see that the prefix in one instance ba, it means on, and in another instance it may mean in. Okay. Exodus 1 and 7. And the children of Yashar'Allah were fruitful. Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty. Salakia. This precept got me a little excited because this is what's going on right now through the spirit, man. This is your past precept right here. All right, so we have, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. All right, so we was deep in Matazarian when we were there. All right, so we have Wabunya. All right, let's come through here. We have Wabunya, which means and the children of Yasha Allah, Israel. Parwa, which means it was fruitful. And then you have Waya Sharatazawa. All right, let's keep going. Sharataza means increase abundantly. Waya Rub and increase. Waya I Tazamwa, exceeding mighty. And then you have Ma'ad. Ma'ad. All right, so Ma'ad means means exceeding or mighty. I mean, it basically means a lot, like many. All right, so in the precept it said increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty. All right, so this ba, all right, also means and. All right, so now we understand that ba, the prefix ba, can also mean and in English at sometimes, depending on the precept. Like I said, you have to when you're reading you have to read multiple precepts in the Hebrew. So it was kind of difficult. Not it wasn't difficult for beginners. It's going to be difficult because you really got to know precepts that you've seen in Hebrew to understand this. So again, Here's an instance where ba means and when it's before a word, because here we have and exceeding abundantly and multiplied. When you look up the words for multiplied and abundantly, all right, or many, here we see multiplied is going to be rabah. Then you have, I'm sorry, exceeding is going to be ma'ad. All right, let's just click on this word so we can see it. Exceeding and mighty. So you have ba ma'ad, ma'ad, which means and wax exceeding mighty. All right, this computer wants to work. All right, so here we have ma'ad, and ma'ad means exceeding much, force, abundance, muchness, forceness, exceeding greatly. All right, and you can see to a great degree. All right, so that's just another example where you can see that the ba also means and when it's before a word. Moving forward here, also I wanted to show that, what was that, Exodus 1 and 7. When you come through here, you can see it has ba ma'ad, ma'ad. This is another way that it's verbed here. All right, in very, very. All right, and very, very, and they are being stouch. Or, I'm not sure what this word means. And very, very, she is filled in the land. All right, because our nation is known as a woman. All right, another example here. Judges 7 and 18. This will be the final one through the Spirit. I don't want to make this too long. Uh, like I said, you just got to go through the precepts, and when you see when you are reading in the scripture in English, and and then you go into the Hebrew and you say, "Hey, I'm noticing a ba before this word," you'll have to go back into the precept to figure out what English word that will be that's going to correlate to that ba. And this is the last and a final and good example that I wanted to bring forth here in Shawapatnim, which means judges. All right, Judges 7 and 18. It says, "When I blow with a trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and say, the sword of the Lord Yahweh, and the sword, Salakia, and of Gideon." Got a one. All right, so we're going to be dealing with this right here, with the trumpets. All right, so when we come through, okay, let's deal with this phrase here. Then blow ye with the trumpets. All right. So that is right here. So you have wa thaquithum, which means and thou blowing. All right. Wa and tha thou. Quai means to blow, and then the thumb makes it plural. Then you have ba shawaparwath. All right. Shawapar means trumpet. Wath makes it plural. And now we can see that in this precept, all right, the ba is going to represent what this ye is. All right, so this literally means then blow in the trumpets. All right, and it says ye, and the precept is going to say ye the trumpets. So let me just show you another example of how this is verbed via another source. That was 7 and 18. All right, if we can see here, 7 and 18, it says, "And I blow in the trumpet." All right, ba shawapar. And we come back to the precept. We can also see that up here, ba shawapar. And in the beginning of that precept, what did it say? When I blow with a trumpet. So here we have an instance where with a trumpet is ba shawapar, and then ye the trumpets is ba shawapar wath. All right, so we have an instance where ba means with when it's before a word, and ba also means ye when it's before a word. And again, like I said, you just got to go through. I know it's a little tedious, but I pray and I know this is edifying. There's just a lot of examples. I just wanted to bring out a few here through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. I want to say, call Halamim La Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Shema Shai. The water for allowing me to go through this. I don't want Ratazal keep going through the alphabet for all Hebrew characters and letters that are applicable, for prefixes and suffixes for the understanding of Bakarim Yasha'Allah, the elected Israel. To my elders and apostles known as Gawala Aquab by Baryath, great millstone in the Hebrew, which I just said in English, just translating there. Shani Kabbalah come. Double honors to you all. And Shalom until next time.